And happy Saturday evening to all you fine folks out there on the World Wide Web. And welcome to Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. It is July the 23rd, 2022. And we welcome you tonight to our show. Thank you for tuning in with us. Want to remind you, maybe you got somebody that's not on Facebook. Want to remind you, we have our own YouTube channel. It's entitled Dirt Road Sports, and you can watch us from YouTube if you do not have Facebook, or if you'd rather watch us on YouTube on your big screen TV. We have our own YouTube TV channel called Dirt Road Sports. You go to our TV channel, you can watch the show each week from there, or you can watch the reruns. So if you know somebody that's not on Facebook, maybe they don't have a Facebook account, they can watch us on YouTube. But if you're watching us on Facebook tonight, we'd like for you to hit the like button and the share button. Just go over there and hit the like button at the bottom of the broadcast and share it on your page so that everybody's able to see Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show live on your page. Helps us to get our message out a little further. We welcome all of you tonight. I see y'all popping in here on your comments, and we welcome you to our show tonight. We've got an hour jam-packed with a lot of stuff that we don't even know about yet, but we will before the show's over with tonight. We are coming to you live tonight from our studio in Enterprise, Georgia. Our studio at 100% Flamingo Boulevard, Georgia. And our studio at the old fairgrounds at Gray Hodges Park in the tent with the female Dracula. Ladies and gentlemen, we are coming to you live all across the great United States of America and in foreign countries where we are not illegal. We're coming to you live in all 57 states and even Baker County, Georgia, ladies and gentlemen. And ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to catch us next week on a rerun, if you don't have YouTube, you don't have Facebook, but you'd like to catch us on the national networks, we will be on at 8 o'clock on Thursday night. We will be immediately following Paul and Nancy Pelosi reading from Starbucks, and they'll be reading How to Lie with a Straight Face and Sobriety, the Most Important Journey in Life.
Yeah.
And that'll be reruns on Thursday night. You can catch us immediately. They'll be live from Starbucks in San Francisco, California. Matter of fact, winner of the International Gas Siphoning Competition will be there for that reading.
Oh, yeah.
Nancy Pelosi. And boys, got a brand new big screen tonight. 85 inches.
Woo.
85 inches. We are live on the big screen tonight. Donnell's Dehydrated Mullet Row, Recycled Depend Undergarments, Cane Juice Lemonade, Rooster and Roostette Peels, Ukulele Lessons, and Corset Alterations in Davistown, Georgia.
I can't wait to go to Darnell.
I bet that dehydrated mullet roll is something to taste.
I might have run by some folks. Let me run that one more time.
Yeah.
85 inches, big screen tonight at Donnell's Dehydrated Mullet Row, Recycled Depend Undergarments, Cane Juice Lemonade, Rooster and Roostette Peels, Ukulele Lessons, and Corset Alterations in Davistown, Georgia.
Man. Hey, Floyd, you want me to pick you up tomorrow after church? And
we have no idea who all watching. They're just watching us from everywhere, all over. It's real.
I reckon Donnell felt like that. They're open on Sunday. Donnell felt like he had to be sensitive and woke when he said Rooster and Roostette Peels. I reckon you had to.
Yeah.
Ooh, Lord.
Hold up. We got somebody coming on here with us. Yeah.
Hey.
Can you hear us?
Hey, man, I can hear y'all.
Well,
Man,
welcome.
it is glad to
Good
see
to
you.
see you, Queasel. Wow.
Man, it's good to be here. Good gracious, it's good to be back.
Yeah, well, I reckon we live from our studio in Thompson Town, Georgia, then tonight as well.
That's right.
We welcome Mr. Queasel back in full fledged tonight in his Georgia shirt. He's doing
That's
well
right,
from his
brother.
surgery. And Queasel, we welcome you back. We've missed you the last 3 or 4 weeks, and glad to have you back on the set with us tonight. We got a very active audience already participating from all over
Good
the
deal.
state area and 4 foreign countries.
Good deal. Good deal.
And we need some stabilization in the program. Floyd, might have got a little out of hand a week or so back. They had the Pentecostals had videos coming to me that from the East Kentucky church up there, Queasel, and
Well,
they were hit.
I thought Floyd was our stabilization. I thought he was the one that kept us stabilized like a rock.
Well, when they
What
start
about the
sending
truth?
me videos of snake handlers up there at a church, I think I don't know if he's a stabilization or not.
I'll bet on him any day of the week.
I was told, like, when we get sideways, he Facebook calls him to bring us back in line.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but the truth.
Nothing but the truth. Hey, you know what my daddy always told me? He says, son, if you always tell the truth, you ain't never got to remember what you said.
That's exactly right.
That's
Exactly.
right.
Exactly. Well, it is good to see you back, buddy. I tell you, you've been on a journey. A lot of folks been missing you. We've been missing you. You've been on a journey. Everybody's been keeping you in their prayers, and I know you know that. That's one reason you got back on your feet like you did and went through whatever all that challenge that you went through, and you coming back strong. Hadn't seen you in a week, hadn't talked to you in a week, but I can tell a big difference in you from the last time I saw you. I saw you last Saturday. Me and Nadine went out
That's
there
right.
to visit with you, and I hadn't seen you since then. Hadn't talked to you since then. Just like I told you, you know I love you. I'm here for you. I'm not gonna worry you. I ain't gonna call you every 30 minutes to check on you, but I see you doing good, man. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Why don't when you and Marvin get together there, and you might want to share something with us, whatever y'all want to do. But good to see you. Good to see you, Queen.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all something. And I have to be careful about what I say because I ain't really ready to say everything I want to say. I don't think I could get it all out yet. But I got some stories to tell. But hey, one thing that I want all our folks to know is that we take life for granted. We traveling down the road and everything's fine, and we planning to do this, and we planning to do that, and we planning to do this. And in the Bible, in the book of James, it speaks about where James teaches that we shouldn't plan to do all this stuff because life is like a vapor. It's here 1 second, gone the next. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I don't know that I ever realized that till I heard the word cancer. And when I heard the word cancer, it put my whole life in a different perspective. It brought about priorities in my life that should have been priorities to start with, but they were important, but maybe they wasn't as important as they should have been. But you're right, Floyd. I have been on a journey. It's been it was a battle. I didn't think I never was going to get out of that hospital. I went in there for 2 days, wound up staying for 8. Probably the sickest I think I have ever been. And got some good funny story to tell about that too. But I don't think tonight right now is time to tell them. But I do want to mention this. My sweet wife never left my side. She was there with me from the beginning to the end. She come home one time to check on Kristen, and she had like 4-hour window to do it in because of the COVID restrictions and regulations. And I don't know how she done it, but she got it done. And I would have never made it through it had it not been for her. I remember them vows we took way back yonder, 40. Let's see, this year's going to be 42 years ago, where it said in sickness and in health. She's done proved her, brother. I promise you, she has proved them. And but we back. I'm still weak as water, but my strength is growing. I've lost a lot of weight, but I'm doing my best to gain it back. My appetite's good, and I'm just taking it one day at a time. And if y'all promise not to say nothing, uh, I got the best boss man in the world. He lets me work from here. I work a half a day every day now. I started Monday, made it all the way through Friday with no problems. They ain't overload me, just keeping me involved, and I think it's done me good. So I'm just thankful for that. And I, but I got to say this, and then I'll wrap it up, and we'll move on. This has probably been the most humbling experience I went through in my life because for 44 years I've always been the man everybody called for help. That was my job. That's what I did. I helped people. You know, and when nobody else know who to call, they call the fire department. And I take great pride in that. That's what we do. You know, our a lot of people say mottos, but everybody says you have to have a mission statement. Our mission statement is simply when called, we respond, because when you're dealing with volunteers, that's a big deal. When they call and you respond, we never fail to respond, and we hope and pray that we never will. But when that shoe gets on the other foot, when you can't do anything, when you look up from your chair and look out in the yard and you see your volunteer firemen out there mowing the grass, picking up sticks, cleaning up stuff, you just sit back down and cry because that's all you can do. And when the people of the community come together, don't you ever believe that you don't feel prayers when you're in the hospital or when you're sick. Don't you ever believe that you don't do that, but because you do. And this the text and the phone call I got from people who were praying for me and praying for Cindy and I and the whole family, and just keeping us lifted up. You don't know what that means. It's the most humbling thing that you've ever went through, because you know these people are doing it not because they have to, they do it because they love you and because they want to.
See
And
it.
I just want to tell every one of you that prayed for me, that sent me a card, sent me a text, brought some food, called, or whatever. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. It was you that played such a big part in helping me get through it. Some of y'all's text, uh, the timing was perfect. I'd be it on the low, and I'd get a text from somebody. And most of the time the text would end with "I love you" or "We love you, we're praying for you." And I just can't tell you how that lifted me up. Now, she took my phone away from me in the hospital, but she would read them to me.
Mm.
And I just want to thank y'all. I want to tell all of you I love you. I could not have come through this without you. I'm still going along, but I'm getting a little impatient. I ain't getting my strength back as fast as I want to, but I'm praising God every minute of the day for the strength I have got back.
That's right.
He had walked with me through every step of this, not just one part of it, but every steps. And I got some stories to tell about that, but I don't want to take up all the time tonight. Listen, I love y'all. Thank you for what you did for us. Thank you that you're part of my family. I consider every one of y'all part of my family because we're a family. And but y'all joining in with us, y'all become part of our family, and y'all what keep us going. And we appreciate it so much. I love every one of you. And you get a chance, uh, just thank God for what He's done for me. And I'm living proof that prayers can be answered. Thank every one of you, and I love you.
Marvin, if you would read what T.C. Barry Hill just wrote, that
Yeah.
that sums it all up.
Yeah, TC said, praise Jesus. He was with Queasel every step of the way. Give the Lord all the credit. He heals all. Very thankful for Jesus and keep healing our friend Queasel. Keep all the prayers going. TC, we appreciate you, brother. And you
Thank
hit
you,
it
Yes,
right
sir.
DC.
hit it right on the head there.
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
glory and laud and honor go to Jesus.
amen.
And
Amen.
man, it's good to have you back, Queasel. We that fourth slot's been vacant over there, and we're glad to see you back and glad to do that. I want to I want to kind of move to a little bit lighter note here, guys. I want y'all to look at this now, and I just want you to look at it, and that's all I'll say right now.
But
That looks like Big and Little Enos Burdette.
That's Big Enos Burdette on your right and Little Enos Burdette. That is Charlie Platt, the year 1988 on the left. He was 33 years old, still got the same amount of hair. And then Charlie, who was the guy to the right? I know you told me, but I cannot remember.
That is the dean of wrestling commentary, the one and only, the great Gordon Soley from Tampa, Florida. He,
Wow.
he was the best that ever was, and he was a dear friend, and he called him anyone Queasel, and I was honored and blessed to get to work with him on, I think, 3 or 4 different wrestling companies that we did shows for. Three that I know of. And
let me go back to the live shot here just a minute, and then I'll go back to this 1 second here. Yeah, Charlie, your mustache is grayer now than it was then.
It is. As 33, if I was 33 in 1988, do the math.
I know. Well, TC said you got more hair now than you did back then.
Been down a lot of roads and covered a lot of miles. In fact,
yeah,
well,
Charlie,
it's kind of like that.
How do you have more hair now than you did in 1988?
I just hadn't had a haircut lately, I think is what the deal is. But it's kind of like the Armstrong boys, and Queasel knows what I'm talking about. They did a little thing, and we did a little thing in Central Queasel, and both them boys ain't got a colored hair yet. They have both, as they said, aged considerably. The road will do that to you, I guarantee you. But that's a long time ago, boys. 1988.
Charlie, I don't know if you get, I know I'm kind of getting personal here, and you may get mad with me for this, but it'll be all right. It won't be the first time. It won't be the last.
It won't be the last.
Everybody knows we're friends, and they ask all the time, does Charlie have a toupee? And so I've started this new thing. Yes, he got it from a Jewish man from New York that died.
Let me tell you, that has always been a deal. And one reason was why all these was on TV. Sarah Jo Braswell, that's my hair, and we had a standing date every third Tuesday of the month. Whether I needed it or not, she cut my hair, so it looked pretty much the same all the time to folks watching every morning on TV. When I had, and I'm not going to call her name out, she knows who she is. When I went through the heart surgery and almost, and I can relate to what Queasel said tonight. It's a humbling experience to know there's hundreds, if not thousands of folks praying for you and the good Lord answering those prayers. But this woman was in cardiac rehab. And somewhere, if that bunch of, and I won't say what I want to say, with Nexstar Corporation had to take all my programs, I showed this on TV. I was in, we were doing a thing for my cardiac rehab for TV. And during the thing, she didn't know we were taping. And she comes over and grabs my hair just like that and pulls. I said, "What the hell are you doing, lady?" She says, "I just had to know if it was real or not." Got it? Got it on camera. So it is, what's left of it is real.
Yeah. No toupee. We want everybody in radio, in YouTube and Facebook land to know Charlie's hair is real, 100% real.
How about the color? Has it ever put any color on it?
It has never, and Sarah Jo will back it up. There's never been any color put on it. All that turns gray is a mustache and a little bit here on the sideburns, but the rest of it's got gray speckled in it. But it just, I was ready for it to turn gray years ago. It just hadn't done it yet.
Man,
And
I've
God
seen
has
older men
timing
like
for.
you. I've seen older men than you with but the dark hair. I mean, jet black hair.
Well,
I mean,
Mr. Roy, Mr. Roy Burdishaw passed away a few years back. He was a well-known fellow here. Had world-class bird dogs. Mr. was well-known around the country, and he lived up there close to Sam. And I'd known Mr. Roy for years and years. And one day, Sam and I riding down his old dirt road over there. We stopped. He was 90 years old at the time. There wasn't a gray hair in his head. Never had a gray hair. Never colored. And he looked at my mustache, and Mr. Roy said, "Looks like you would give the barber another 50 cents or so to put some shoe polish on that mustache. He did your hair. Why not get the rest of it colored?"
Floyd, do you color your hair?
No, sir, I don't know. It's natural all the way, 100%. It matches too. All of it matches.
Queasy, you don't color your hair either, do you?
Yeah, I do. I use a skin tone. I use a skin tone
Hey.
color. Yeah. I had to put it on about once a week.
Oh, that's pretty good. Well, y'all, I want y'all to know. I don't know if you saw Floyd's promo video today, but I want you to see the results of his promo video today on his cooking for me and Nadine.
Oh, woo.
Floyd, you stepped on out, didn't you, brother?
Man, everybody turned out fine right there, man. Them turned out good. They don't do it every time, but they turned out good today. They turned out real good today.
You know what that picture reminds me of?
What's that?
That picture is as pretty as some that the one and only Queasel Erskine fried up one night over there at his house.
He fry, that's what kind they fry right there. That's what kind.
So you got coleslaw.
Them ain't from your old three-legged hog, is it?
Yeah, I mean that four-legged hog. Yeah, that three-legged hog. And finally ate him up.
Oh, y'all didn't eat him up?
Finally ate him up. Yeah, got some pickled pig foots from him and boiled ear from him, man.
What was the last parts to go, Floyd?
Huh?
What were the last parts to eat of him?
The ear sandwiches.
And the squeal.
Yeah, squeal was the last thing I heard. I wound him on. You can eat him all at one time, special hog like that. I'd eat him a piece at a time.
All right, Floyd. So you got coleslaw, homemade potato salad, our boiled corn and ribs, and you got plenty of Uncle Billy's sauce to spread on.
Yeah, Nadine showed out on that potato salad, and she showed out on that and that coleslaw, and then that corn on the cob. That's a good fresh sweet corn come down here from probably Decatur County or Seminole County, Georgia. So fresh, right off the stalk, fresh corn down there, probably.
You know, talking about corn, Charlie sent me this picture here, and this is in downtown Kenzie. You tell me how you picked that corn right there, Floyd.
Yeah, tell us.
That's a 6-foot privacy.
That's a 6-foot fence going at. Ain't no way to pick. You got to chop it down. You got to chop it down. Chop it down. The only way to do that. That's
the only corn I've ever seen you had to pick with a cherry picker.
Ooh. I don't see no ears on it. Have any ears on it, Charlie?
Oh, it's got ears on it. It's just so high you can't see them.
They get them. I just keep them wild hogs out of it. They can't reach it.
I wonder what variety it is. Charlie, do you know? Floyd, do you know what kind of variety it is?
No, I don't know nothing about it. I ain't never seen no corn like that. I've had some before that turned out. I planted some. I used to plant some before we got irrigation. I used to plant some and get about knee high and burn up. And I've seen that, but I ain't never seen none of that tall right there.
This fellow that planted that is a Hispanic fellow, and I've been meaning to stop. I'm gonna try to stop and say where'd you get them seeds, or what kind of fertilizer are you using?
Couple of Mexico seeds.
Queasel, you ever had any like that in your garden?
No, I ain't got. But I'm figuring this fella probably got a pet giraffe.
He's got 2 goats tied up in a calf that I know of, that I've seen. I ain't seen the giraffe, but he could have it, Queasel.
You talking about a garden? We had a pretty garden this year. It's doing good, still producing, and we
Well,
still
good.
consuming.
Who picking
You know
all that?
that weight,
Who's
that
picking all
weight
that,
you,
harvesting all that stuff
yeah.
out there in your garden?
Do what now?
Who's harvesting all that stuff in your garden?
My wife,
Ooh.
she
Hmm.
picking
Let
it.
me tell you,
Me and Christian is doing some shelling. Christian's back there shelling peas now.
Come
We're
on.
gonna have
With
some
the by
fresh.
hand.
We're gonna have some fresh garden, fresh black-eyed peas tomorrow for dinner at a church.
Ain't nothing wrong with
yeah,
that, man. That's the way to do it.
I'm
Got
not
a
a, I'm not a,
got a pan there, shelling them things out in that pan, throwing them hoods off to the side.
That's it. That gal
Come
going, she
on,
like a
man.
machine.
I'm not a physician, but I need to tell you this, Queasley. Just come on my heart to tell you,
What's
with
that?
with the wife that you got and the way she cooks, because I've been there enough to know that little weight loss problem you have shouldn't take too long to get it back on. What do you think, Floyd?
It'd be back. It'd be back. He
We
can't help
working on it, but you know, with the stomach problems that I had before I went in the hospital for my surgery, I got to get all that healed. I'm kind of limited as to what I can eat right now.
There you go.
They won't turn me loose. They say I got about 30 more days before they're gonna turn me loose to eat everything I want. But she's doing a pretty good job right now, keeping me full. And it's my appetite. I went 6.5 days in the hospital without eating one mouthful of nothing. I didn't have a mouthful of nothing in my mouth. That's how sick I was. Sick 6.5 days.
Wow.
And I generally don't go 6.5 hours without eating at least twice, you know, but not then. But all that's over with, thank the good Lord. And then I'm back eating again, and she's keeping it, shoveling it out there, and I'm shoveling it in. And you can't beat.
Don't change nothing. Don't change.
You can't beat. You ain't got to worry about where that okra we eating come from, and where them squashes come from, and where them peas come from, and we're gonna have
What
butter
you
beans
put
ready
on
in
'em?
about another week or two. You ain't got it's out here in the backyard. You go out and pick it.
Yeah, please.
Good stuff.
Man, them was the days.
Woo.
Them was the days. Okra.
It
You need
was.
you about you need you about a half acre of okra. Oh, please. That'll get you back. After you physical therapy, you working through your physical therapy there, and your mental therapy. It'd be good to work on that. It'd be good to get that anger if you have any anger and you control that anger. You get out there and put okra.
Hey, Daddy said when they were young that Uncle Mike planted 2 acres of okra up there at Ed's place.
That's a lot of okra.
Yeah, I bet you. I don't know about your dad, but I imagine Mike and your Uncle Larry. They probably picked about 20 pods apiece, and they were done. They was through.
That's about right.
Daddy used to plant it. Daddy used to plant okra. He had planted it. Well, Mama, Hilda, we need to plant some okra. Plant some. So he planted okra. He got to get up every morning, go down there, pick okra. One morning, he got down there. He got down there. He hooked his little 420 John Deere up, had a little rotary mower behind it. He went out there and he mowed it down even with the ground. Come back to the house. Mama said, Hilda, did you get that okra picked? He said, I've got it picked, old lady. Said, we won't have to worry about the okra no more. He went to God. He was tired of picking okra.
You know how you can, you know how you can tell if ain't nobody never cut no okra? Watch them. They'll come out there. My oldest son, the undertaker, he wanted him some okra. So he come bebopping out here one morning, had him on some short sleeve breeches and some flip flops and a little short truck, got a short sleeve shirt, got out in that okra. For long he went to itching and scratching, and he ain't never cut no okra before. You tell somebody that ain't never cut no okra. If you cut okra, you out there with long sleeve breeches, long sleeve shirt, and everything else, man. That okra,
you have gloves on, have the whole deal on, man. If you in okra patch, you better have. Man, it'll eat you up.
Can you see me cutting an acre of okra, Floyd?
Yo, I'm like,
I can see you eating an acre of okra.
I can see him eating an acre of it. I can't see him picking no way good.
I could eat an acre of it. I guarantee you. I love boiled okra, man. Cool. Woo, I love boiled okra.
Yeah, and if you have to think about if you swallowed it, if you know you swallowed it, it ain't slick enough.
That's right.
That's right. Here's something that one of our regular viewers and buddy of mine, Dr. Philbo Grice, said that he was paying attention earlier in the program today. He said that dehydrated mullet roe might lead to needing the recycled pins over there at your store, Marvin.
Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, guys, it is time. It is that time. Southern Hissy Fits, embroideries, tees, tumblers, gifts, and more. 109 West College Street in Colquitt. Trivia time. Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Our weekly trivia time brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits on the Square in Colquitt, Georgia. You can win tonight a Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show logoed enamel campfire coffee mug made by Southern Hissy Fits. We're right there on the square in Colquitt, Georgia. What I need you to do is text the correct answer. The first correct answer, text it to 229-254-5060. And I need to know your name. Need to know your name and the correct answer. And if you're the winner, then I'll ask you to text back your address so we can get your mug mailed out. Got the winner from last week, Mr. Swacord over in Dothan, Alabama. Got his in the mail this week to him. Correct answer. First correct answer, text it to 229-254-5060, and you'll be a winner of a campfire mug. All right, guys, our trivia question brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits this week is, on the TV series Highway Patrol, what kind of car did Chief Dan Matthews drive in the opening season?
Ooh.
Let me repeat it. On the TV series Highway Patrol, what kind of car did Chief Dan Matthews drive in the opening series? I'm looking for the first correct answer to text to 229-254-5060. And I need to know your name, the correct answer and your name. The first, we'll take the first winner on that. For the Southern Hissy Fits, Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show trivia time. Brought to us by Southern Hissy Fits 109. All right, Carl Cressman, I got your answer here, but I need the year. I need the year and the make. Need the year and the make. You got the make correct, but I need the year. And we're looking for the car that Chief Dan Matthews drove in the opening season of Highway Patrol. We need the year and the make. Year and the make. Southern Hissy Fits, 109 West College Street in Colquitt, sponsor of our trivia time on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. And that, Carl, you're off on the year. Off on the year. Looking for the correct one here.
It was not a Crown Victoria.
No.
Nope.
Or you go.
All right, they're coming in here. I'm still don't have the correct answer. Still don't have the correct answer. We're looking for that. Yeah, we got them stumped a little bit tonight.
TC Bear Hill just hit one up there.
Let's see. Nope, we still don't have the correct answer. TC Berry Hill is the winner. TC Berry Hill is the winter. The winter, as Medea would say. TC Berry Hill is the winter. He is the winter, and that is a 1955 Buick Century. TC Berry Hill, big winner tonight. We had several to text in, but no one with the correct answer. Again, we want to give a big shout out to Southern Hissy Fits for the sponsor of the trivia time. Oh yeah, TC, you're the winner chicken dinner right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. We'll get his mug mailed out to him. Had one late come in, Cynthia Herring. You did have the correct answer, but we had one before you there, Miss Cynthia. And we appreciate all of you playing every week right here. Hey, if you didn't win tonight, tune in next week. You have another opportunity to get to win a mug right here on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. We do a trivia each and every week. This was a tough one this week. We didn't. This is a tough question here. Came in on the wire, and so, but we appreciate all of you playing trivia time on Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Show. Floyd, tell us a little bit about this photo. I know it's your buddy up in Baker County. He sends us one every week. That's a beautiful, beautiful sunset right there.
And Richie Jones, he's a farmer up in Baker County. He sends some of the best photographs of sunrises and sunsets and ag scenes that I've ever seen. And he's got an eye, and you're looking at that thing right there, and you got to say, man, please, God didn't put me here by accident. He is when he can control that right there. When he can control us. So
Man,
that's
man.
just an amazing thing right there. He's a God's an amazing thing, and anybody that has an eye like that can capture that, I tell you, I admire him. He's got an eye. Old Richie has, Richie Jones, Baker
Yes,
County.
sir. Um, a couple of things going on in the news this week. I wanted to talk about a little bit, bring them up. Number one, Georgia Medicaid will pay for sex change operations for transsexual women. Georgia Medicaid will pay for sex change operations for trans women. That's a federal program, not run by the state of Georgia, but it will be in Georgia that a trans woman can have a sex change operation.
That's an oxymoron. You can't have a sex change operation. That's an oxymoron. And they're not trans. These people are not transgender. We had this discussion last week. They're transvestites, pretending to be women or pretending to be men. But see, what they're going to do, that person's going to take up hospital space. They're going to be recovering, recuperating, and all. They're going to be taking up hospital space. There's somebody that really needs a surgery done to them. They can't get there because the operating room is taken up by this transvestite who wants to pretend to be something that they're not. And guess who? The taxpayers are going to pay for it because it's Medicaid.
Yep.
Pull your Medicaid card out, and you can go anywhere. You can get anything done to you that you want to get done. You can pull your Medicaid card out.
Here's another one. Headline this week. Biden's Assistant Secretary for Health, Rachel Levine. Now, Rachel is a man, but portrays to be a woman. She's the Assistant Secretary for Health. And here's a quote from her. You ready? Or him, whoever, whatever you want to call it. Him or her. Here is what he said this week. We need to empower, listen to this, we need to empower kids to go on puberty blockers and get sex reassignment surgery.
Grooming children to destroy their life. They're grooming them. They're making it sound cool.
This is the National Assistant Secretary for Health and Human Services.
His name's Richard Levine. It goes by Rachel. His name is Richard. Wears a dress and looks like a man. Now he's sane.
Can I ask a question to throw a wrench in this whole thing? Whether they're the military or high-ranking in government, these are decision makers, correct? That we're dealing with.
It's a cabinet level position.
Well, listen to me. If they don't know what the heck they want to be, a man or a woman, how can we trust anything they say or do? They're crazy as a bunch of run-over dogs to start with.
Well, number one, we don't even need to be really even having this argument, because this argument was settled 2,000 years ago, plus 2,000 years ago. You don't see nothing in the Bible about a he, she, or it. You don't see no Adam and Steve. You see Adam and Eve.
That's right.
So that's the way it's supposed to be. There's a male and there's a female, and God made them in His image. He didn't make a man want to be a woman. That ain't in God's image. So first of all, anybody that claims that if they're a male and they claim to be female, and what they're doing is they are saying, God, you a liar. You didn't make me right. The man that never made a mistake, not once. But they said, God, you a liar. I'm a woman. I know more than you do. This argument shouldn't even be having. What the argument we should be having is, what is it going to take to get back to the word of God to get this country back where it needs to be? Now, if I was this man that dresses up like a woman, I'd claim to be a man, because I swear I ain't never seen a woman that ugly before in my life. I would absolutely claim to be a man. And for him to go and say that about children, you know what God said? Here's what Jesus called him in, and he said, What did he say, Marvin? He said, anybody that and I'm gonna paraphrase a little bit, anybody that hurts one of these little children, anybody that does anything to hurt one of these, they had rather they'd be worse for them. That they'd be like them having a millstone tied around their neck and thrown out in the bottom of the ocean. You see, God's got a special place for people such as that. And the problem is they ain't got sense enough to look for the real answers. People don't want to look in the Bible because they can't handle the truth.
There
They
you go.
think up a word every time they don't like something, they think up a new word, a new way to spell it. But what was wrote in the Bible is still standing. It's been attacked by everything known to man, still standing, still proven. Every day it's proved to be the word of God. That's where the problem is. It's all this is a fad, all of it. And here's the thing: I hope that the people of the United States realize it and change before God gets fed up with it. Because if He ever unleashes His wrath, it ain't gonna be pretty.
Guys, let me give a shout out here. Matt Bracewell just quoted on here about a documentary about What is a Woman by Matt Walsh. I've not seen the entire documentary, but I've seen trailers from it. I watched it. You have to subscribe to a thing to get it, but it is supposedly one of the most powerful out there of a current person that had a sex change surgery and then regretted the decision. And that's the one that I was telling you about, where they brought in these psychologists, and they didn't want to, when they started questioning it, they wanted to end the interview. They didn't want to have to give facts and answer questions about facts. So if you are interested in this, I encourage you to Google What is a Woman by Matt Walsh and watch it. I plan on watching it. Like I said, I've watched the trailers on it, have not watched the full video, but it's supposed to be one of the most powerful documentaries right now.
I know what a woman is. I know the difference between a man and a woman.
That's right.
I can look at them and tell them. I can meet somebody on the street and tell you where it's a man or a woman. What the Bible explains that. If a man, let me ask you something, Marvin. If a man was supposed to be able to get pregnant and give birth, don't you think God would have made it that way?
Yes, of course He would.
Is there not some insects in nature that are either that are not that either sex can hatch out babies or whatever you want to call it? See, God's got a plan for all that kind of stuff. It's just they don't want the truth. They can't handle the truth. They're scared of it. And I'm gonna tell you something. I have no desire to be politically correct, none whatsoever. If you don't like the way I feel, that's your problem. I don't care. I'm gonna be biblically correct because that's what I'm gonna stand on.
That's
And
it.
my Bible says God made two sexes. He made a man and then He made a woman. And in His instructions to them was to get together and have offspring, and that's what they done. And just like everything else, every other creature in nature follows God's rules. Watch the birds in the morning. Everyone's gonna sing, get up in the morning and start praising God, flying and doing what they want to do. You ain't gonna see no bird run around hollering talking about I need to be a male bird or I need to be a female bird. You ain't gonna see that. They gonna do what they would put there to do, but not us. The Tower of Babel, we wanted to know more than God. What happened to us?
Yeah.
It's gonna catch up with us.
And you know what gets me about this? I know someone right now in the military that this is being forced down their throats in our own military in the United States right now. Wokeism and all of this transgender inequality, all of that is being forced down the throats of our military people that are serving in our armed forces right now.
Yeah, and people are not joining the military. It's logical, sensible, reasonable people who would be an asset to the military are not joining. They're not going in. The recruitment numbers are way down on our military because they don't want to get in there and get involved. Because the first thing you're gonna do if you get in there, if you're a white man, you're gonna be called a white supremacist. And if you have any opinion other than if you got any opinion other than what theirs are, you got every kind of phobia that you can imagine: homophobe, Islamophobe, transphobe, every kind of phobia. You're gonna be called everything in the world, and they're gonna drum you out of the military. They don't want people that's gonna fight for and defend this country in the military anymore. They want people in there who gonna lay down and give up the first time somebody throws a rock at them. They're gonna quit, and that's what they want. It's all about the destruction of what this country is and how it was formed and what it stood for ever since it was formed. They want to do away with that and to change everything about this country that's decent and good. That's the plan. And if you vote for them, you part of the problem. And
Amen.
I'm talking about them liberal Democrats who I'm talking about.
I'm agreeing with you 100%. Since I've had to watch, I ain't had to, but I've watched a lot of television. And if you watch television, you ain't got no choice. You're gonna watch a lot of advertisements. And you know, there's two advertisements that play more than anything else, and it is the most sickening thing I've ever seen in my life. One of them's about a crooked carrot, and the other one's about these women sitting on the toilet and said, "Hey, I'm a woman and I'm pooping. Who cares?"
That's right. Yeah.
Why do you want to take a picture of a woman sitting on the toilet saying, "I'm pooping" with her drawers pulled? We know you're gonna poop. Why do you want to put it on the toilet?
And they got another one on there. They got another one on there, dude, talking about I have committed crimes, but I'm not a criminal.
Yeah.
He's on there about every. It drives Nathan crazy. He could the shark jumping through the tank glass, and then they have him on there. And he's committed crimes, but he's not a criminal.
I think we need to raise money and have you do the commercial about the side effects of all the medicine. That'll take off 95%. That'll take 95. You tell that story on television, they take off 95% of the commercials. They'll be gone. I guarantee you they'll be gone.
A lot of side effects, right, Floyd?
Do what, Marvin?
A lot of side effects, right?
Yeah, a lot of side effects. That's right. Oh yeah.
It ain't working.
Huh? Well, I know he wasn't going to jump on that, but I'm just saying. I wish we could raise up the money and let him do that commercial. We can pay him just one time. That do away with all them commercials. You wouldn't see no more commercials about medicine. They'd be gone.
Speaking of commercials, and I'm not going to a commercial, but I want to play this for y'all. I think we need to maybe take up some money for our buddy Charlie Platt and get him a new ride on the farm. I wanted to let y'all see.
Thank you. You know there's no money in farming when you have to take a bunch of buckets to put inside the truck to keep the water from filling the truck up in a little rainstorm. That's sad.
So Charlie, it was raining inside that pickup truck yesterday.
Floyd, what you think?
Hey man, I ain't never been that far down now. I've been low, I've been down, but I ain't never been that far down. And he does all the scrape down low now. That's Alabama low over there.
Well,
so you had to get out of the truck to dry off. Is that what you said, Charlie?
Yeah.
When is Gerald Mason's next sale? That's what I want to know.
It's going consignment.
Or could TC get me something on the line from wherever he is? Can I get something? I need a truck. I need a farm truck.
Yeah. It's that time once again. Time for Floyd's Short Lists and More. Brought to you by Berry Hill Auctioneers. Berry Hill Auctioneers, our sponsor in exclusivity and perpetuity of the great, the world famous Floyd's Short Lists and More. And now, please make welcome Mr. Floyd B. Lloyd.
Thank you there. Yeah, we got a show list now. But before we get into the show list, I've kind of added a new set, if you will, to our broadcast about. And it's nothing but the truth. And if anybody has any question about this not being the truth, call Marvin. Y'all got his name up there. Call it or get on the line right there. Text it in right there on our deal. Let us know how you feel about it. You know, I see all these liberals, all these politicians. I've been noticing one they call him Mayor Pete. Mayor Pete Buttigieg. He is the Secretary of Transportation. It's what he is in the Biden administration, who is actually married to a man and took maternity leave off from his job because him and his husband adopted a child or two. I don't know which it was. Anyway, he was there spending time. It took about 6 weeks off from his job when everything was shut down. All the ports were shut down. So Pete Buttigieg, he's telling us what we need to do. Everybody needs to buy an electric car. Then everything's gonna be cool. So he's one of them. He's one of them elite liberals. And here's what I want y'all to do. All of you and any of y'all that's happy watching, if y'all still with us, if y'all happen to be watching, any of you liberals that vote Democrat who thinks Joe Biden is smart, I want y'all to listen to me. Here's what I want you to do. Don't tell me what to do. You do it first, and then you lead by example. So all of you liberal Democrats, any of that, if any of y'all out there know a Democrat, then you can still talk to them, tell them, here's what you need to do. Here's what I want y'all to do. This is how to prove to the world that you are a liberal Democrat. Here you go. I can't go through all because it's just endless. It's an endless list. We'd have to be on get the time to go through all this stuff. I'll give you a couple. I'm gonna plant the seed tonight. How to prove to the world that you are a liberal Democrat. Number one, disarm yourself. Turn all of your firearms over to the law enforcement agencies. Disarm yourself. If you have any firearms, disarm yourself. Number two, put a sign in your yard that says there are no guns in this house. This is a gun-free zone. Do that. Do that one thing right there. Start with and get that. And I'm gonna go through some more next week. I'm gonna go through some more. But disarm yourself. Just do away with all your guns. Take anything that you might be used as a weapon. Do away with it. And then put a sign in your yard. There are no guns in this house. We live in a gun-free zone. Think about that. Think about that one. Lord, short list. In the last 35 years, the times that Jill Biden has said, "Oh, I love you." Oh, I love you. You reckon how many times she has told that fool? She ain't told him that not one time in the last 35 years. She get out of here, you idiot. That's what she basically said. Well, days in the last 60 years that Nancy Pelosi has been sober. If anybody's been around Nancy Pelosi when she's sober, call us up. Tell us. Let us know. Tell the time and the place. Not even with the Pope. Not even when she was with the Pope. They were drinking liquor left and right. Yeah. She had to go over to the Pope to get communion. Now the Pope, understand now, the Pope's bishops over here, whatever, they done cut her off from the communion table because she's just this abortionist. And where does she go to get communion? She go to the Pope. And now you Catholic, up on the Pentecostals tonight. You Catholic. You Catholics, what y'all need to do, y'all need to get your act together. Y'all need to get you a Pope the same thing and does the same thing as his bishops do. Y'all don't need to have one up here and one down here saying two different things. It's confusing. It's confusing anyway. The whole thing's confusing. But y'all need to get. Tell your Pope to get on the same page with your archbishops.
Amen.
Right. Times in the last 50 years that Hillary Clinton has shown affection to anyone other than herself. listen to me now, Charlie, to herself, Huma Abedin, and Webb Hubble. You ain't got a picture you can throw up right up them two, have you? I ought to talk to you about this at a time.
You sent me that one. I had a picture.
Let's go over that one more time for all of you Democrats out there that might be listening to me. Times in the last 50 years that Hillary has shown affection to anyone other than herself, Huma Abedin, and Webb Hubble. Google Webb Hubble and then Google Chelsea Clinton. Okay, here are American citizens that have more social security numbers than Barry, Barack Hussein, and Obama. They said they know he's got seven that they
Social security numbers.
Social security numbers, yeah. Ever since first of all, he was a foreign student coming to the United States. Foreign student, born in a foreign country. The United get him a free ride and all that. He's had 7 different social security numbers. Okay, here's one. Names of the transvestites that are sane. Give me some names. Some of your transvestite friends out there. Liberal Democrats.
Hey, Floyd, let me stop you out there speaking of that. Floyd, hold up. Do you remember, speaking of transvestite, do you remember when we performed at the Crown Plaza in Atlanta, Georgia, and they were having a transvestite convention up there?
They had a convention in there. Yeah, they were walking around with their pocketbooks. They had size 12 and 14 shoes, high heels on. They couldn't even balance themselves up. Yeah. Dresses on, high heel shoes, necklace, beads, and wig hats on.
Now let me clarify that we were not the Dirt Let me clarify this: the Dirt Road Sports were not performing at the Transvestite Conference. We were performing at an Eastern Star convention. We were just there at the same time.
And I wasn't there at all. I just want that.
No, you weren't affiliated with us then.
No, I didn't even know y'all back then.
Here's one. Transvestites that white liberal Democrats think are weird. They don't think none of it's weird. They think it's the coolest thing in the world. Yeah. Oh, we cool. Oh, he's a T. He's a, what is that? LGBTQ
plus something like that.
Other than Barry, Barack Hussein, Obama, people on Martha's Vineyard who have ever paid their bill with a money order. Grocery store. Here we go. Woo. Hey, Lord have mercy. Oh yeah, art galleries that are displaying any of Hunter Biden's $500,000 paintings. Call Marvin, you liberal Democrats. Call Marvin. Tell me about the art galleries that got some of Hunter Biden's 500,000 paintings on them in there, please. Last but not least, including his bladder and his bowels. Things that nobody has any control over. I'm done for the night.
I just got a text from a 770 area code. I mean, it means somebody up in North Georgia is watching this. And it's a reference to Mayor Pete, but I cannot share it on the air. So I'll have to.
Oh, no.
Anyway.
Yeah, everybody knows Mayor Pete. Everybody knows Mayor. He married to a man that they and of all people, now they have adopted a child. They're going to raise a child in that environment. Adopted a child. Mayor Pete said he couldn't even fix the potholes up there in South Bend, up there in Indiana, where Notre Dame College is. The only thing going on in South Bend, the college, that's the only thing happening. Everything is a dump.
Charlie, take us home.
Well, David Kimball just said Joe Biden says he's a devout Catholic and Hunter is a Crystal Methodist.
Crystal Meth.
That's Floyd's cousin right there.
Right there from the
Oh boy.
Oh,
Well, we are
Yeah,
thankful.
y'all you Catholic, y'all get your Pope lined up, Catholic. Y'all better have a powwow. Y'all better have a call.
They need to have a
I didn't say nothing
surrection. And
about
that what it and what happened up there on
it.
need to go over there to
Whatever.
Rome and have a big demonstration. We are thankful to the good Lord that our buddy down there in the corner of the screen is with us tonight. Tweezle, it is a miracle to see you here tonight, and we're just proud, and we wish you to keep on improving. Let Cindy keep throwing them peas and butter beans and cornbread to you, and get your weight back and get you where you need to be. I know it's anytime you take out somebody a major organ, I think it'd be a little tough on the recovery. You're missing a good bit of weight when you take a kidney out. So
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
gonna get you back to normal as soon as we can. Thank y'all for watching. We love you. We appreciate you. Pray for this country. I'm like Queasel said a little bit earlier. We need to turn this thing around before the wrath of God falls on it, and that can happen. It's happened before in history, and it can happen again. And some of the foolishness that we're seeing this country do. Yeah, we get a little foolish and have a laugh or two here now and then on the program, but a lot of what we're saying is the foolishness in Washington, D.C., and Atlanta, Georgia, and Montgomery, Alabama, and Tallahassee, Florida.
Mm.
Everywhere. Everywhere. It's stupid. And we're bowing down to a few that are in need the good Lord himself to intervene in their lives. So pray for this country. We need it. Weasel?
Thank you, Charlie. Hey, it's been so good to be back with y'all tonight. I still ain't nowhere near 100%, but I have enjoyed laughing and just getting my mind off of stuff for a while tonight. I, I got so much to be thankful for. So much to be thankful for. I got a good report from the doctor. The cancer's gone. Said it was the kind that identified as a kidney cancer. It was the kind that was not likely to come back. Um, he said, me and you both know maybe one man can guarantee nothing won't come back, but he said it's not likely that it'll come back. He said your other kidney is fine. We're gonna keep it monitored, and but he said as of right now, my brother, you are cancer free, and you got a normal life looking ahead of you once you heal up. And that ain't nothing but it's the power of God. It's just I can't tell you how blessed and how thankful I am for that. But again, I want to thank everybody that prayed, called, text, sent, done whatever. Thank you so much. I love every one of you. Uh, I'd go to calling names, but I know I'd miss people. Ain't no way I can call. I couldn't. Ain't no way I could call everybody. But I just want to thank you. But I also want to call out two people. I want to call out Dr. Homer Breckenridge, and I'll call out Dr. Bryant Williams. They joked and cut up with me about Dr. Breckenridge. Said, "Well, you got the most old-fashioned, old-timey, old-school doctor you could ever be in, but that old-timey, old-fashioned, old-school doctor ordered all them tests and made me drink all that stuff and found this stuff. And he sent me to Dr. Bryant Williams, who knew exactly what needed to be done to get it out. I thank God for those two men that he used them to glorify him, to heal my body. And I also want to thank all the nurses and the staff at Southeast Health over there. They were good to me. We laughed and joked around for one day after happening. I caught all that other stuff and got sick, so the laughing and joking went away for a while. But toward the end, it come back. But I know they love me. I know they love me. Number one, for the reason that the way they took care of me, and number two, when they finally found out I was going, they come down there with a wheelchair and got me and rolled me by almost every door and every office that had a nurse or anything in it. And I heard one thing from one door to the next door to the next door, all the way around the hall till they got me to the elevator. Every time I rolled by, they stopped. I heard this: "Roll Tide." So I know they love me. I know they love me. We had some good times. They were some good folks. if any of y'all is listening, or any of y'all knows anybody over there, that y'all tell them thank you. I really appreciate everything they doing. I love y'all. And hey, let me tell you something. Ain't nothing, and I mean nothing, too big for God. Floyd.
Yes, sir. You're 100% truth, man. I'm a living example of it. Charlie Platt's a living example of it. You're a living example of it. And Marvin is a living example of it. We all are, because all of us have been in tight spots before, and we pulled through by the grace of God. And a lot of folks out there been in the same spot, been in the same difficult position, and you got pulled through it, and you know it only by the grace of God. So we give him all the praise and all the glory. He puts up with us. He keeps pumping breath in our body, and he knows who we are, and he loves us, and we love him, and we love y'all. We thank y'all for inviting us into your house. I pray out there, any of you farmers out there that's needing a rain, that y'all will get one. It's fixed to get crunch time again here with the rain. We got a little shower here in town yesterday, about 7/10. Some folks got it, some didn't. We just praying for rain. Y'all pray for some rain for around here for these farmers. They're gonna need it right now as bad as they ever to get this crop finished on out, to get it set good and get it in good shape. Pray for rain. Just pray for one another. Love one another. Love your family. Be vigilant. Arm yourself and look at around your surroundings. Make sure you know what the people where you are. Surround yourself with like-minded people. Is what I'm trying to say.
Amen.
Vigilant. Arm yourself. Go ahead, Marvin.
Guys, we want to tell you, y'all have got to be the best audience in the whole world, and we appreciate y'all inviting us in every week. You don't have to do it, but you do, and you visit with us, and we visit with you for an hour every Saturday. And we just want to say we don't tell you enough how much we appreciate you. Tomorrow's Sunday. You know what that is? It's the Lord's Day. I encourage you to get up and go to church. Give God his due tomorrow. He is a good God. He is a worthy God. And I promise you this, God, I don't care what you're going through out there right now. Queasel's a living example. No matter what you're going through, God can handle it. God can handle it. And you
Amen.
just trust him. I want to
Amen.
give you encouragement to trust him. Our scripture for the week is this: do you not know that your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who is in you, whom you have received from God? You are not your own. You were bought at a price. Therefore, honor God with your body. Many years ago, probably 25 years ago, that was the first gospel song I ever wrote, was God Owns It All, a song that talks about how that we don't own nothing. We don't even own ourselves. Everything we have, everything that we are belongs to God. And the sooner we can recognize that, the more simpler and better and more effective our life will be. Guys, we love y'all. I hope you have a blessed week. Keep looking up. Keep trusting the Lord. Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. We'll be right back here, same place and same time next week for Charlie Platt and the Dirt Road Sports Live. Y'all have a blessed week, and no matter what you do in life, don't ever forget this. Always, always, always be particular.
Good
Good
night,
night.
y'all.
Y'all.
Good night.